Today we're taking a look at the Electric Endurance Penis Pump by Lynk Pleasure. The Electric Endurance Penis Pump is the modular design penis pump by Lynk that allows you to interchange different parts within the system itself. The Electric Endurance utilizes the Nova hand pump, which is the fully electric and digital hand pump. Let's get into it. So the package will arrive. You'll have a cylinder as well as the hand pump that comes together. Upon opening the Nova hand pump, you will see you have a charging cable. This is a USB-C charging cable with a handheld or manual, and then you will also have the pump itself. Let's just get started with this. So in order to get started, you will want to connect the pump with the cylinder itself. This only connects to modular pumps that have this female disconnect right here. This is the same disconnect that can be found on the head pumps or any of the Lynk modular penis pumps. As a side note, this hand pump will fit LA pump, Size Matters pumps, Lynk Pleasure pumps, and all other modular penis pumps. It utilizes a male quick disconnect that connects directly to this head right here, which is the female quick disconnect. To start, you're going to want to make sure that your cylinder is unlocked. You'll notice here there is a silver tab. What you want to do is press that silver tab in, and you'll hear a little snap. And that raises a little tab right here, and then it opens up the port. All you would do is take your male side from the Nova, from the hand pump, and simply push it in until you hear a snap. Once you hear a snap, it should not come out, and you have your pump that looks like so. Once this is done, you're ready to start pumping. We would recommend charging your Nova hand pump for at least 1 to 2 hours prior to use. You want to get it a full juice. Once you power it on, you'll notice a battery indicator. So let's go ahead and hold this first button on, this very top button. Hold it for 3 seconds, and then the display will turn on. On the display at the very top is the battery indicator. That battery indicator can go to 3 bars. That will provide you a full charge, which lasts about 1 to 2 hours of use with the pump. Below that, you're going to notice when you start it, it's going to be a negative 0.0 kPa. That is your pressure, and that is your kPa pressure setting. So when you're all zeros, there's no pressure in your cylinder. Once you hit the power button again, you'll start sucking, and it will notice the gauge goes up. The other icon you'll see currently when you turn the pump on is it looks like to be a finger on a button. This just tells you that the pump is on and that it's in manual mode. Manual mode is the first initial mode that starts when you have the pump on. The secondary button, which is the middle button, which looks like a cloud with a down arrow, that is your quick release. That is a quick release air valve. So once you have pressure in the cylinder, when you want to get out, you can simply just tap that. You can we call it burping it, which would just release slow amounts of pressure, or you can hold it down and quickly release all pressure within the system. The final button on here is the AI button, which is the smart button. Once you power this on and once you get into smart mode, which we'll show you in a second, this is how you shift over to one of the 6 different smart settings built in. The Nova is built in with 6 preset settings of pressure, pump, and release modes. They are timed. We will get into that. Let's get out the meat pad so we can start the suction and kind of show you how to get things going. So first thing you want to do, again, is power it on. Once it's powered on, you'd place your pump over your penis or your penis and balls, and you would simply hit that first button, and you'll notice it starts immediately sucking. It is quiet. It is actually very, very quiet, and based on how quickly the pad is getting sucked up, you will see how powerful it is. So we have this set now, so I hit the power button again, once to start it, once to pause it. So it is paused at 9.7 kPa, as you can see here. Once again, you can also, again, burp it, and it releases some, or you can hold it, and it releases all of the pressure. So we're going to go ahead and power back on and get some pressure in here. And then you're going to hit the power button again to pause it. So what this is set at is when you first turn it on, it will try to keep all of the pressure even within the cylinder. So if you hear the motor kicking back on, all it is doing is creating more vacuum in order to keep your pressure setting even at whatever you paused it at. We're going to go ahead and release it again, and we're off. That is the manual mode. That's the most basic way to use this cylinder, or to use this hand pump, I should say. So let's get into the smart settings. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and hit your initial power button again, get some pressure setting in here, and then what you want to do is press that power button again, as you can see here, pause it, and that's what creates the first pause. That's, you pause it at whatever setting you want to be the maximum amount of vacuum pressure. So as you get used to pumping, you can create more pressure in there and go to the more advanced levels. Beginners typically stay under 7 kPa or negative 7 kPa. So the next step to get into the smart mode would be to hold the AI button for 3 seconds. And when that happens, actually I apologize, not hold it, you tap it, and what it does is then it turns into the AI, you'll see the AI icon in the screen, and that means you're in the smart mode, and then there's a number right next to it. So in the initial one, this is just showing a number 1, and if you watch the pad here, it goes to the preset pressure setting that you created when you paused it. In this case, it's about -10, and so it pulls it to -10, holds it, and releases it. And it'll keep doing that over and over again for 20 minutes. You can hit the AI button again, and now you'll see a number 2 right next to the AI button. And this, what it does is it will still go to the maximum pressure setting what you put, which we had is about 10. And then you'll hear a continual burping. So what it does is it releases small amounts of pressure and then dumps it and then repumps it. So that is setting number 2. You can hit the AI button again and turn it to 3. So now it shows 3 on here. And so if you watch the pad and listen, it does small amounts of pressure, quick releases. So these are penis exercises to help improve your blood flow. So there are 6 preset exercises in here. You can use it for a maximum of 20 minutes. So there's a pre-built timer in here for up to 20 minutes. Lynk designed this so you don't go over 20 minutes, as exercise sessions should generally be under 20 minutes, unless you're extremely advanced, in which case once you run through the 20 minutes, you could just start all over again and recycle it. You can get out of AI really quickly or out of the smart mode simply again by touching the quick release, and that immediately releases the pressure, and you'll notice the AI icon on the Nova is no longer there. That means you are out of the smart setting and you're back into the manual mode. So once again, we can hit that power button. Let's get it zeroed out. Hit that power button. We're going to stop this thing here at about -5.2. Let's see here if it starts dripping. So yes, so it slowly releases air. Just by nature, that's how it works. If you have pubic hair, you might break the seal and release some of the vacuum pressure. This will try to pump it back up to your predetermined setting that you paused it on. Again, you want to use it in smart mode. You would hit the AI button, and you'll release all the air. AI shows up on the screen along with the number 1, and it goes to town. We're going to go ahead, get this back into manual mode, and get it off. To turn this off, you would simply hit the power button again. We'll actually hold the power button for 3 seconds, and power's off. The screen's off, and you can go ahead, clean this up. You don't want to get any water in here. Again, there's the USB-C charging port right at the tip. You want to avoid pumping with water. Any water inside of this will damage, void the warranty, and it'll create all sorts of problems. So it's recommended to strictly use air within the cylinder here. This can be removed very easily. Once again, off the cylinder, you have the tab here. You would simply press this tab in and pull. And now this can be completely submerged, cleaned, and whatever. The pump itself just washed down with a wet, damp cloth or a toy cleaner. The hose comes onto the Nova, built on by the company. However, you can twist this and pull this off. So you can see here, there's a barbed fitting at the very top. That's how this silicone hose stays on. Comes off fairly easy. It's you do have to put some pressure into it, but it comes on and off. You can clean this individually, but make sure if you do clean this hose, you want to blow out all of the water prior to putting on, because if this creates suction with water back in, the water from the hose will get sucked into the electronics and you will ruin the Nova. Overall, this is probably one of the best, if not the best, electric penis pump we've seen, especially with the modular setup. Most modular pumps come with a manual hand pump. The Lynk kind of set themselves apart with the Nova. This is a really, really nice unit. We put it through the test. These things can last for hours and hours on a battery, but they're very durable. You can't drop it. But we don't recommend it. You can damage it. It is electronic inside. The grip, as you can see here, has a nice hand area, so you can nice and easily hold it this way for very comfortable pumping. When you are connected, you can manipulate this way any way you want. Overall, a very, very nice system. One of the other nice benefits, and let me show you real quick. Let me put this back in. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pump this back up real quick. So we're powering it on. We're going to get some pressure in here. And let's pause it. So the nice thing is you can actually remove, well, that's now it's disconnected. So let's just turn this off. And the pressure stays inside the cylinder even without the pump connected. So if you want to pump, get to your pressure and then disconnect and walk around with this, you can walk around with this on your penis. You can do anything you'd like, hands free. It is going to stay on there. The only thing you have to be concerned about is now when it's on without the pump, you have no way to release. So you either pull really hard, which you could do some serious damage to your body. So we never recommend that. So you're going to want to plug this thing back in and then release the valve. That's one of the things you have to consider if you do disconnect during use. Once again, Lynk really stood out with the electric endurance pump. It is available in both a 9-inch length and a 12-inch length, and diameters are in 1.75, 2 inches, 2¼ inch, 2½ inch, and 3 inch. So you can get any of those widths along with the length of either 9 or 12 inch. This hand pump can connect to many different cylinders as mentioned. If you wanted to, you could essentially connect it. This is the penis head pump, and you could do the same thing. So overall, really, really good pump. Highly recommended for pumpers of all experiences. This is great for introduction. It has all of the vital information you could ever want to see within the hand pump. Vacuum, pressure, battery, settings, quick release valves. It has everything built in. Very nice unit. This mushroom head pump, this is not included. I was just showing you that for demonstration purposes. What you will receive is the cylinder, the Nova, the pump, the connectors, the hose, charger, everything else you could possibly need. Great pump, highly recommended.